This kitchen feeds the world's largest truck stop. Chefs sling out 350,000 meals a year. Iowa 80 covers over 150 football fields. It's one of the last major U.S. truck stops that's independently owned and thriving. Truckers come from all over for its movie theater, truck wash, chiropractor, dentist, and 900 parking spots for semis alone.
It is impossible to find a place to park in other truck stops. There's always spaces to park here.
But most of America's mom and pop truck stops are gone, or barely hanging on.
So this is what truck stops used to look like. It has a gas station, a cafe, and lodging.
Reed Island Corner in Colo, Iowa, is one of America's last remaining one-stops from the early 1900s. It sits at the intersection of two of America's first cross-country highways, routes that once carried travelers through small towns like Colo.
They're so vital to our community and our state.
But when the interstate carved new paths around Colo, the once constant flow of travelers disappeared. Now, a few people from the town are trying to save it.
We don't have any money. We're starting with zero.
So how did American truck stops go from this to this? And as more professional drivers hit the road, why are truck stops so important? The Iowa 80 kitchen runs 24/7, 365 days a year. I got there around 8 a.m. on a Friday, just in time for the morning rush. Chefs were slinging out pancakes and French toast to order, making all the food for the 50-foot buffet, and working the omelet bar.
There's a lot of calling out to each other, kind of like a rhythmic dance or something like that.
They're expecting 600 people today, so chefs tackle prep for lunch and dinner early in the morning too.
When we're at full steam, we'll have 20 workers probably today.
Bacon is the first thing to hit the ovens.
We usually prep up about 60 pounds of bacon for the day.
Since opening 61 years ago, Iowa 80 Kitchen has served up to 23 million eggs. Scrambled eggs for the buffet arrive frozen. Chefs defrost the bags and drop them in a vat of hot water to steam.
And then we just beat them up with a whisk and then we serve them.
Head chef Rick Denny plans out how much food the team will make depending on the day and season.
How are you related to the family?
I'm not related at all. I've tried marrying in a few times, but they won't let me.
My grandfather was the original owner of the restaurant.
Chris Hahn still uses her grandfather's recipe for meatloaf, a crowd favorite. She chops onions and celery and dumps in spices and tomato sauce for the base of the meatloaf.
We got 90 pounds of ground beef here. The three main components is the beef, the mixture there, and then the breadcrumbs. How many years has this been used?
40.
40 years, yep.
This mixer's older than I am.
This is enough meatloaf to last 2 to 3 days. So chefs portion it into tubs.
So this won't get baked until probably tomorrow. We bake 2 off a day.
For Iowa 80 Kitchen's size, chefs make a surprising amount from scratch. Like their ranch dressing, with 6 gallons of buttermilk, 60 pounds of mayo, and 9 packets of ranch seasoning.
We try spreading it around.
Iowa 80 staff also hand bread and dunk their fried chicken, one of the most popular dishes. Come 11 a.m., they flip the buffet over to lunch. Most of the people who stop in to eat are professional drivers who spend months at a time on the road.
They enjoy being able to come in and get, a home-cooked meal.
It's tiring. We drive 11 hours a day, have a 70-hour work week, and I always stop here because I like to shop, I like the food court. It's one of my favorite truck stops.
A lot of people eat 3 decent meals a day. Well, we're lucky to get 1.
Jerry Lenander has been driving a truck for nearly 50 years.
The Iowa 80 is the real deal. I mean, you can sit down for a home-cooked hamburger steak meal.
But there's a lot more than food here.
We have a movie theater, we have a driver lounge that has a big TV.
We toured the space with Lee Mayer, the founder's granddaughter, and the 3rd generation working here.
Our philosophy is that when our customers are at home, they should be with their family, not running all these errands or doing laundry, getting a haircut, things like that.
There's also a gym, a chapel, and 24 private showers. There's even a dentist on site.
If they're having an emergency on the road, they're not going to be able to pull their truck and trailer into, like, my dentist office, in a town.
They still have the mom and pop feel, and it's kind of out of the norm.
You can get your truck washed, your dog washed, or your vehicle serviced.
It's a trucker's truck stop, trust me.
Decked out rest stops like this are so crucial because truckers move about 70% of America's goods, worth roughly $13 trillion in 2022. Iowa is the nation's top producer of corn and eggs and sits at the intersection of two of the country's busiest cross-country highways. That's why Lee's grandparents built their business here back in 1964.
The interstate was planned, so they kind of knew where it would run.
Iowa 80 opened at the height of the nation's largest infrastructure project ever, the construction of the interstate system. America's first highways cut directly through small towns. They were narrow and had stoplights. But these new interstates bypassed communities entirely. They had 4 lanes and could handle trucks with heavier loads traveling at higher speeds. And they were built as the U.S. trucking industry was really taking off. By the 1960s, trucks began carrying more cargo, closing in on how much trains moved. Rest stops popped up along the new highways, and at first, many were small, mom-and-pop businesses.
I'm guessing it didn't look like this when your grandfather first opened it.
It was so tiny. Our main building, when it opened, literally would fit under the gas canopy now.
But soon, truck stop chains started replacing family-owned ones. Big names popped up, like Flying J in 1968 and TA, or Truck Stops of America, in 1972. By 81, Pilot and Love's had expanded into nationwide chains, and slowly they started gobbling each other up. Pilot bought Flying J in 2010, bringing itself to over 550 truck stops with the new merger. In 2023, British oil giant BP bought TA, now known as Travel Centers of America, for $1.3 billion.
The large corporate chains gobbling up, the family-owned truck stops has absolutely been a problem. That place that a truck driver used to always stop at so that he could get his clean shower and his good meal, all of a sudden, 1 year to the next, it's gone. A travel center that is just catering to your everyday drivers and to tourists isn't going to have a lot of the amenities that a truck driver needs. Things like a larger fuel nozzle that is going to actually be able to pump fuel quick enough to be able to fill up the, really large truck.
Love's and the TA and the Pilots, that's more of a shopping mall. They're crowded at night, there's no place to park, all the fuel islands are full.
Jerry owns his own truck, so he can go wherever he wants for gas. But most drivers have to use a specific chain because their company has a contract for cheaper fuel. Iowa 80's Fuel Center became a TA franchise in 1992, but the entire truck stop is still family-owned. Through the decades, the truck stop renovated 33 times to keep up with ballooning demand.
And over time, it just grew. We got busier.
Who decided it's the biggest truck stop in the world?
Well, we did, but other people said it first. When we were branded as an Amoco in the 70s, everyone would come in and say, "This has got to be the world's largest Amoco." And it kind of stuck, and no one's ever really challenged us on it.
So then you were like, I'm brave enough to put 10 giant signs claiming it.
Right.
But many other mom-and-pop truck stops died out when the chains started taking over. 2.5 hours away, one of the state's oldest roadside stops is fighting for survival.
So this is what truck stops used to look like.
At the turn of the century, America didn't have any cross-country highways. Roads between cities were terrible, mostly dirt, unpaved, and disconnected. But as cars got more popular, a guy named Carl Fisher, who launched the Indianapolis Speedway and Miami Beach, got funding from auto companies to build the Lincoln Highway in 1913, connecting New York City to San Francisco. 2 years later, communities and business groups financed the Jefferson Highway, stretching from Winnipeg, Canada to New Orleans. These were two of America's first cross-country highways for automobiles, and they intersected in Colo. Shortly after they were built, the U.S. joined World War I, but U.S. railroads couldn't keep up with freight demand for the war effort, so America's truck fleet stepped in, growing by nearly 200,000. That's why, in the early 1920s, the guy who owned this corner of land opened a gas station. Charlie Reed eventually added cabins and a cafe, creating the Reed Nyland Corner. It's argued he started Iowa's first one-stop along the Lincoln Highway.
This is Reed Nyland Corner, and they've been running for over 100 years. I heard a Johnny Cash came at one point.
I don't know that for a fact. I heard that.
Scott Burka worked at the gas station as a teenager in the 60s.
So right now the station's empty. You can go in there and see a lot of the stuff that was there when the station closed back in 1967. I think this is probably the original cash register. This is a kind of an interesting artifact. This was self-defense. If you had an unruly customer that tried to give you trouble, this was I guess a weapon you could use. I've been told it's a deer foot, but I don't know, it may be a hog foot or something else, I don't know. We also had a regular billy club. We gave away road maps.
65, 66.
It's interesting, some of the older maps have towns on them that aren't on the map anymore. In the day, this counter was full of boxes of candy bars. And Charlie Reed loved to give candy bars to kids when they came in.
For free?
For free, yeah. Charlie just gave them away. I'm sure Charlie never made a dime on the candy. This was a measuring stick for your gas tank. Didn't have a gas gauge in the car. You stuck this in there to tell you how many inches of gas you had left in the tank. I'd get down on the bottom of the stick, I'd be thinking I'd be looking for a gas station.
A few steps away is Nyland's Cafe.
My mother worked here in the late 50s, early 60s, and she worked the midnight shift. And I can remember stopping here in the late 60s and mad because they raised the price of hot beef sandwich from 75 to 95 cents. We thought that, yeah, how dare they?
This became a beacon for hungry or weary travelers on their long journeys west. Many of the recipes at Nyland's Cafe have endured for generations, like this roast beef, seasoned with just salt and pepper.
There's really no reason to overcomplicate things, you know? And that's not how they would have done it 100 years ago, you know, when this building was built.
It takes over 12 hours to cook this beef.
We scrape all that goodness down in to finish getting the flavoring. We trim it out. That helps finish seasoning the gravy. We joke about this being liquid gold because it is the base for our gravy.
Head chef Jessica McKinney makes many of its dishes from scratch. The cafe is famous for its handmade pies.
The dough we use shortening or a lard mix, all-purpose flour, and a little bit of ice water, like the grandparents intended, I think, because that's where I got my recipe. Always flour your surface. That's what Grandma always said. The majority of our pie tins are definitely antiques.
Why haven't you changed the recipe?
Don't fix what's not broken. So right now we're just making it pretty, making sure the sides are standing up nice. Then to make your edges.
They're known for inventive pie flavors, like grapefruit and rum raisin. Chefs also hand-pound meat for the special of the day, chicken fried chicken.
Is it nice to feel like you're getting out some aggression?
Sometimes. We do it for our tenderloins too, which I double them up when I'm having a real bad day. Oddly enough, they stay away from me with that in my hand and knives. I don't know what the deal is, but.
Instead of buying them pre-cut, Jessica portions and pounds each chicken breast herself to keep costs low.
Our chicken prices have over doubled. Our beef prices have over doubled. Pork has stayed pretty close to the same as far as the pork loins go. Bacon has almost doubled.
But you can't charge that much for food or people won't come, they won't pay for it. So your profit margins are low.
Despite that, the cafe doesn't skimp. It uses 100% beef tallow in its fryer instead of vegetable oil.
I believe one time since we opened, we have raised prices, and that was just this last January. Like 10 cents a piece on every item.
Owner Kelsey Reed negotiated with a local egg farmer to keep egg prices low when they surged. But it's not just food prices this cafe is up against.
You know, I can remember 10 years ago paying my electric bill at home, it's like $30, you know, and we come here and it's $2,400 a month, and it's just, things are way higher than they have ever been.
How do you manage that as the owner of this business?
I don't take a paycheck. I make sure everybody else is paid first, and if there's any left over, then that goes to my account.
Is there months where you don't get paid?
Winter is hard. Winter, yeah.
This isn't the first time the business on this corner has struggled. In the mid-1960s, the highway was rerouted south of town, and traffic to Reedon Island plummeted.
Just like in some of the movies about Route 66, you know, out in the west part of the country, the same thing happened then, you know, so these places just kind of died out.
In 1967, the gas station closed. In 1995, so did the cafe, and the town of Colo took over the property. Many of the buildings on the site had fallen into disrepair.
You know, the Traveler now was relocated on a different highway, so they didn't even know it was here, you know. So it kind of just got lost in the shuffle of time, so to speak.
The town raised $1 million between grants and donations to restore it to its 1940s glory.
We were able to get the restaurant open in December of 2003.
But it's been nearly 20 years since those last renovations wrapped up. And again, the corner needs a lot of work. The motel doors are peeling.
A coat of paint won't fix that door, I don't think.
Even the classic neon signs have gone dark. But the city of Colo isn't making money off of Reedon Island Corner, so it's giving the site up.
Insurance has gone up, and I think that's one reason the city did not want to be a part anymore.
Brenda McGuire and some other locals formed a community board to try to save the site.
The risk is that it would just go fall to pieces and the property would be sold, and we don't want to lose that history.
She remembers it as a hangout spot for her high school friends in the 60s.
We came and looked at the boys.
I see, that's a pastime.
Yeah. If anyone would have talked to us, we'd have been scared, so that's what we did.
Just looked at boys from afar.
Yeah. And so we would like to have the next generation experience that.
Brenda's group hopes to turn the gas station back into a museum, renovate the second motel building, and get it all in the National Register of Historic Places to unlock more grants.
We don't have any money. We're starting with zero, and we're hoping that we can get some donations.
Kelsey, who runs the restaurant, says if the city decides to sell, she'd buy the site.
There's days that it's frustrating and stressful, but I generally enjoy it. It's really just all about the people.
While it might seem like the corner is holding on by a thread, as soon as those cafe doors open, the energy is buzzing.
We've never had a bad meal here.
We'll come back for more.
Okay, you gotta tell me what I have to order.
Well, my favorite thing is the half-hot beef, and then tenderloins on a bun.
Like a fried chicken sandwich kind of thing?
You've never had a tenderloin?
No, I'm not from around here.
Well, we better get your tenderloin.
This is a full hot beef, just split for you guys. Here is the special chicken fried chicken. Here is tenderloin with our homemade onion rings and our homemade house dressing.
You don't pick it up with your hands?
No, we don't pick it up. We may live in a small town, but we're not like that. I'm a ketchup lover, so I always put ketchup. Like it?
Mm-hmm. That white bread hits you at first and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm back to being 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Let's count how many gravies are here. 1, 2, 3.
And how much ketchup, sir?
And how much ketchup? If it's your plate, everything has ketchup on it.
Yeah, well, they used to say I put it on pumpkin pie, but I never did.
Sausage gravy, chicken fried chicken, potatoes, coleslaw. It's like taking the best part of biscuits and gravy, smashing a fried chicken sandwich on there, and adding a bunch of pepper. Oh, that's got some heft to it. Okay, that half's yours. She shudders. Here you go.
What do you think? We love tenderloins around here.
The onion rings might have been the best thing on the table.
Those are so good. They said they fry everything in beef tallow, which it's like, you can just let me bathe in that.
After our feast, Brenda had me try the cafe's famous pies. The pecan.
Deep caramelly notes in there.
Listen to her notes.
Notes.
Oh, you've been watching Cooking Channel.
I love the Cooking Channel.
To rum raisin.
That's a bite. That's commitment. I like the raisins. They're like little pops of flavor in there. But I like the meringue. I like it a lot.
To Milky Way.
I think that might be illegal, Kelsey.
She just collapses. We lose Brenda.
I think I might need a moment.
Just leave me with my pie. How do you get so much flavor in that? It's a secret.
This place is far and few between. You just don't see many family-style little restaurants like this anymore.
Back at Iowa 80, Lee's team is trying to stay true to its original roots, too.
We have a museum here on site that has over 130 trucks. That was always my grandfather's dream. Unfortunately, he didn't get to see that dream come to fruition, but we opened the museum in his honor in 2008.
Lee's mom and uncle now run the Truckstop.
So tell me what it was like growing up here.
Oh, it was so fun. You know, we've been coming here since I was literally born and before that. So this is like my second home. And that's what's fun, is that I've known all these people that work here for so long.
And just like her grandparents, Lee's family has kept the Truckstop and the restaurant open every day of the year.
So you said that we can, thank you, order anything all day, right?
Thank you. Yes, 24 hours a day, breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
This is a lot on the menu.
I know, it's a big menu.
Meaning you can get this giant breakfast plate at 3 p.m. like we did.
Okay, so you said that this is a fan favorite.
Oh yeah, the Hungry Man, big deal.
People finish this?
I bet they do. I don't know that I've ever seen it, but here we go.
Big dude's coming off a truck with a huge appetite after 10 hours of driving. I could see this being a fan favorite for sure. Yeah. Okay, I actually think I like the sausage better than I like the bacon.
The pancakes, though, they're made with sweet cream instead of buttermilk. And they had the perfect amount of tang to sweetness.
That's the best thing on the table because there is a crunch.
Even with all the syrup, there's a little crunch.
But gooey in the middle.
Rivaling those pancakes was the meatloaf.
Gotta get a lot of gravy. let me get a good bite.
Cheers.
Our meatloaf, cheers. It feels like when you're a kid and your mom makes meatloaf. That's not a joke. Midwest, just coziness right there.
We did come here a lot of Sundays after church with my grandparents. So yeah, this is like home cooking for me.
Aww.
That same community spirit is on full display at Iowa 80's annual Trucker Jamboree, which draws about 45,000 visitors each summer to its massive parking lot. There's a Trucker Olympics and a beauty contest for semis. Jerry won Trucker's Choice 2025, the event's top honor. So next year, Jerry's truck will be on every t-shirt, hat, and banner at the event.
The granddaughters are parking the trucks out in the concrete. And at the end of the show, the mother, Delia, is shaking your hand as you win a trophy. I mean, that's how involved they are.
From the world's largest truck stop to one of Iowa's oldest, it's clear these places hold special meaning for people who spend their lives behind the wheel. Because the life of a long-haul trucker, driving over 250 miles a day, isn't an easy one.
There's a lot of people that don't drive trucks, that don't understand what we sacrifice. It's mostly family that we're sacrificing, being away from them.
Lisa Otto has over 20 years, 48 states, and 3 million miles under her belt.
It was unheard of a woman doing trucking, 40, 50 years ago. A lot of the guys, they rag on us, they're like, oh, you're a woman, you can't drive, but that's not true. I can run circles around 90% of them out there.
Long-haul trucking is so difficult, it has one of the highest employee turnover rates in the U.S.
It's roughly 90%. I've seen numbers as high as 150% even.
By comparison, most other U.S. industries see about a 13% turnover.
There is no real driver shortage in the United States. There is a retention problem. Low pay, lack of benefits, lack of respect and good treatment.
About 70% of professional drivers work for trucking companies called carriers.
Not all, but many carriers. They tend to see drivers as almost disposable.
Lisa's in the minority. She's her own boss. She bought her truck for $230,000.
My dashboard here is all computerized. I have all the gauges on a tablet here. This is one of the most computerized trucks out on the road.
No bathroom, though.
No bathroom, no.
That's why truck stops are really important.
Yes, truck stops are very important for that. That's cabinet storage. I keep my dry food in that cabinet. And my microwave. Under here that's just storage space where I keep all my makeup, my brushes, deodorant, all kinds of my bathing stuff. Now this is a refrigerator down here. This is a table. My dream catchers, yes. I kind of collect them.
That seems like a lot.
It
It's a
is.
small house.
Basically, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, on wheels.
Yeah.
And it sucks when your house breaks down. I got a top bunk. I have the bottom bunk, which the dogs sleep in their bed and at the foot of the bed over here. This is her favorite toy. I don't know what I would do without them. They're my companions, my road companions.
While some drivers have canine companions, others have human co-pilots. Preston Smith splits 12-hour shifts with his co-driver.
I've been driving for about 6 months now.
He used to be a merchandiser for Coca-Cola.
Christmas 2020, I got shot 10 times as an innocent bystander for mistaken identity. And he hit my femoral artery and shattered everything from the knee down. I died on the way to the hospital. After my incident, when I lost my leg, finding a job that's more sustainable to me, not being on my leg consistently 24/7.
So how do you like pull yourself out of that and think about another career?
Honestly, it was rough. Like the first couple years, because I'm just now getting back. I just kept that drive and kept focusing and just kept pushing forward.
His co-driver, Latoya Blue Howard, has supported him with that.
I actually lost my son in 2016. He was accidentally shot by his best friend.
Oh my God.
So yeah, and he was 17 at the time. Right now he would actually be 26 if he was still here. This was my son's favorite, so I have this with me to remind me of him.
So y'all can really support each other because you both lost a lot.
Blue and Preston drive 24/7 for weeks at a time. One sleeps while the other drives, and they only stop for gas or emergency bathroom breaks.
Do y'all ever get lonely out here?
We do. We do. But then a lot of times when I start feeling that type of way, I'll be like, yeah, it's time to get off the truck.
Which is why in rural Iowa, a truck stop with lots to do can be a lifeline.
There's barely nothing out here on the road.
Truckers are people, and they want exactly what any one of us wants when we finish a long day's work. You know, they want a cold drink, they want a warm meal, they want a hot shower, and they want to be able to do all of that in a place where they feel safe.
Between the highways and the heartland, these family-run truck stops aren't just places to fill up. They're what keep America moving.
30 or 40 years from now, there's not going to be anything like this. It's going to be all gone probably, you know. So we'll try to keep it alive as possible, as long as we can, you know.
This truck is literally a freight train on concrete. The way that they cut us off, the way that they come around, flick us off, you never know what a trucker is going through. You never know what they're going through. We're just like everybody else.